It was just such a great opportunity to take this beautiful material, these just perfectly crafted songs, and then transform them to something that would be appropriate for Staci's voice, for a jazz band, for something that I would want to play on piano. And I love making those kinds of transformations and finding that sweet spot of honoring the song, but also making it appropriate for the artist.
Certain songs had a little bit of whimsy to them, whereas other songs had a little more of a gritty feeling. And you know, with Staci, the nice thing is she had a couple of ideas of, well, maybe we could do it with more of a bluesy feeling, maybe we can do it with more straight ahead. We would try different things until it felt like it locked in, like it was very natural.
Tamir really helped me understand what we could do. We really looked at how do you make this sound new again.
Country songs can be 3 chords and the truth. That's very evocative, and the truth is that when you have a simple song, you got to honor that.
When I go to do an arrangement of a song, the most important thing for me is that we're not messing up the words, we're not messing up the intent of the lyric, we're maybe not messing up the flow of the lyric as long as it's intentional, and we're creating a different interpretation, a different angle on that song that still really honors what the songwriter wrote.
Staci always knew what emotion she wanted for these different arrangements, and that's what's really cool. And so she would describe it in her own terms, and my job as the arranger was to try to interpret what she wanted and put it into the musical context.
Michele actually instilled in me that I physically could take these country standards and put them in the jazz format, and that it would work.
It was like a playground of stuff that we could play with to put these things together. As an arranger, I love taking a song, pulling it way out of context and tweaking it into something different. So I loved that challenge.
In February of 2016, I went on a trip to Brazil, and I went for a jazz meets samba workshop where I met Celia Vaz. Celia helped me to arrange 2 of my songs on the album in bossa nova style. I have immense gratitude for Celia. She's an amazing woman, and it was wonderful to study with her in Brazil. It was a thrill to have Josh Nelson join me for a song on this album. Josh has, again, such a great musicality, and I'm thrilled that he actually played on Always, because Josh's touch on the piano is second to none.
At first glance, country music and jazz music are strange bedfellows, right? We don't really think of them being together at all. I don't think there's a lot of cross-pollination between the 2 populations. But the more that we've looked at these songs, the more that I've at least come to realize that the songs themselves have so much in common. Whether that means the song forms, you know, people like Willie Nelson are writing in the classic AABA song form that we use so much in jazz. Whether that means kind of the style of a standard. You know, country standards look a lot like jazz standards in terms of the subject matter, in terms of the way that they're repeated with some improvisation, or even whether we're talking about socially, you know, these are both supposed to be musics for the common people. They're both supposed to have a folk element. And so, whereas I originally kind of came to the project thinking that country music is just so far away culturally from jazz, the more that I'm looking at it, the more that I think that wow, these are standards in the same way that we think of jazz standards as being standards. So I think there could be a lot more exploration of country and jazz together.
I've had the blessed opportunity of working with Patsy Cline's daughter, and I can't tell you how much it means to me that she embraces this opportunity of reimagining her mother's work in a different style of music.